Hey folks, Jordan with the Young Turks and TYT Politics. Happy to see you. It's been a while. I was on vacation for 2 weeks. I'm not going to bother getting into that vacation because that could be its own video. But let's just say I tried to relax. I kind of succeeded a little bit. So I'll tell you about my vacation another time. But I wanted to give you the breaking news on the Dakota Access Pipeline. A couple sources I spoke with yesterday and today told me there was some movement going on in regards to the pipeline, but there was just a tribal meeting at the tribal building in Cannonball. Excuse me, it's in Fort Yates, North Dakota. And they are reporting now that they have been informed that the environmental impact study is underway. So that's a positive thing. If you don't remember, part of the problem among all the problems with how come I'm not tan? Because I'm a Jew. That's why. Hi, Armand. Part of the problem with this pipeline, among all the problems, is that there was never an environmental impact study done. There was kind of a loose environmental assessment done that was issued by the actual Dakota Access Pipeline Company. So obviously, whoever the Dakota Access Pipeline Company is hiring to do an environmental assessment is going to find no problem here with the environment. But the environmental impact study is a more thorough assessment. It's issued by the Army Corps and the federal government, and it could go anywhere from 6 months to 18 months. The environmental impact study looks at everything, but predominantly the environment. The effects to the water supply, the effects to the animals, the effects to the air, anything having to do with the environment, the environmental impact study will be involved with. A normal environmental impact study takes between 6 months and 18 months. So even if, President Trump, who will be inaugurated on Friday, he could come in, but, it wouldn't be the best optics for him to come in and just be like, 5 minutes later, environmental impact study done. You would know that he strong-armed the Army Corps of Engineers to finish this, environmental impact study. So a thorough environmental impact study should take anywhere from 6 months to 2 years. Trump, if he's going to come in and try to just reverse what Obama did, what the Army Corps did, he's going to have a lot of protest on his hands. So I think that the fact that the environmental impact study is underway, it's a good sign. Most objective people looking at this pipeline, not for it, if you're not for it, if you're not against it, if you're just neutral, would think, maybe putting a pipeline under a major body of water that serves 18 to 20 million people water would be a risk to the environment. So most neutral objectors that don't have skin in the game think that an actual environmental impact study that's done in a thorough way will come back with the obvious. This is not something that can be allowed if you're going to protect 18 to 20 million people. That's putting aside the issue of the cultural impact to the Standing Rock Sioux tribe, the fact that their land has already been dug up, all that stuff. So just on the environment, most neutral people, whether you're not, let's just say you don't even know about this pipeline, you're hearing about it for the first time. If you heard they're putting a giant pipeline under the Missouri River that serves 20 million people downstream, you'd think that's probably not a great idea. It's too much of a risk. So, but that's only part of the news. According to, her name is Wanaya Locke. She is she's not officially a tribal council member, but she's one of the native leaders there. She came out of the meeting. I watched her Facebook. In addition to talking to another source, she was the one reporting that from the meeting that the environmental impact study is underway. They are asking for all nonviolent protests to, quote, cease and desist. So that's basically asking the camp the actions they're taking. I'm going to talk about an action that happened yesterday in a minute. If you weren't paying attention, there was an action yesterday, and there was, as usual, a lot of violence from the police. But according to Wanaya, who came out of the meeting, the tribe and the camp are asking for all nonviolent demonstration to cease and desist. I have my own take on that. I'm not going to get into it for the time being. Maybe in another video I will. I'm just telling you what they are calling for. They are calling for nonviolent actions to cease and desist. They feel that while the environmental impact study is going on, that would negatively impact, the study, and the political. There would be political consequences if there's still demonstration while the environmental impact study is going on. I don't happen to agree with that, but I don't want to get into that in this video. I'll get into it in a different one. I just want you to have the information that A, the environmental impact study is going on, and B, the tribe at least is asking for all nonviolent demonstration, which has been the whole thing basically. Basically, the tribe's asking for the water protectors to stop demonstrating while the environmental impact study is going on. That would also mean prayer walks, prayer ceremonies, walking up to the bridge, actions on Turtle Island, which, if you're not familiar, was that water body where police were shooting tear gas and rubber bullets and crazy things at water protectors for months. So basically, the tribe, during the environmental impact study, as far as I know, they're not saying the camp has to be shut down, but they want people in the camp. They don't want people taking actions. So you guys can make up your mind on that, whether that's a good thing or not. I happen to think, I don't really personally think there's a cause and effect. I don't think continuing to do nonviolent peaceful demonstration will affect the environmental impact study. I'll get into that more another time. However, this is a positive thing because the environmental impact study being underway means that, that happening before Trump came in office is a good thing, because Trump could have tried to mangle and do a little jiu-jitsu and try to stop the environmental impact study from happening. But the fact that it's happening is a good sign. I'll let you decide if you think demonstration should end. So we'll see. I also want to get into what happened last night. Now, as I always say, I am not there. So when I'm not there, I want to put a caveat. I might be reporting. I'm reporting based on sources I trust, but I might be missing some things because I was not there. And frankly, I don't have time right now to watch 7 live streams. I'm juggling a lot of different stories. So I'm going to tell you what I know happened last night, because I think for people who have been tuned out, and granted I haven't been there in a few weeks, you should know that there's still human rights abuses towards nonviolent protesters going on. There's still illegal actions being perpetrated by the police, the oil police, as I like to call them. So yesterday, the camp woke up to news that the Morton County Sheriff were basically starting to remove blockades along Route 1806. Route 1806 is the main highway that goes around camp. So the Morton County Police were starting to remove, I guess, blockades. So the feeling was among water protectors there that this is a precursor to the Morton County Police coming in to raid the camp. So basically, water protectors, loosely speaking, because I'm not there, loosely speaking, from what I've been told, there's still a couple hundred people at the main Osheti-Socoan camp. I think it's being called something else now. I don't want to say the name because I don't know. But for my purposes, the Osheti-Socoan camp. A couple hundred water protectors left there, between 500 and 1,000 water protectors left at Sacred Stone camp. So water protectors organized a prayer walk. They've done this for weeks, essentially a nonviolent walk. No, as usual, no weapons, no nothing, just their voices as they sing. Thank you, Phil. Osheti Oyate. Excuse me if I mispronounced it. The camp is now Osheti Oyate. So the water protectors marched up towards the bridge in prayer, a prayer ceremony, and were, as per usual, met by oil police thugs who shot tear gas, rubber bullets. As far as I know, there was no freezing water yesterday, as opposed to November 20th and those other dates. They shot tear gas and pepper spray, but no grenades, no freezing water. There were I don't have the exact number, but between 6 and 10 water protectors were arrested for nothing other than being on a bridge and praying. So unfortunately, this isn't news because this has been, it's like that same old record playing over and over again. Um, so basically, they were met by extreme force, tear gas being shot at point blank range. If you remember, Susie, a Native American water protector from that horrific bridge scene on November 20th, lost eyesight in one of her eyes because when you're being shot tear gas at your eyes within, a couple feet, you could lose your eyesight or worse. So people were struck in the eye by tear gas, point blank range. Many people, they were, from what I'm told from a source, they were raining rubber bullets at very close range, point blank range. So even though there's a new governor in place, let's just say this Governor DAPL ain't different than the last Governor DAPL. He's unleashing these oil goons on peaceful, non-violent, unarmed water protectors. And as the Young Turks covered yesterday, which is mind-boggling to me, there's now efforts to change North Dakota law so that people could literally run over with their cars water protectors or any type of protester, and basically, oh, well, if you ran them over, but they were in the street or blocking your path, you're not culpable. So that's what they're trying to pull in North Dakota. Basically, take away responsibility or culpability from, pro pipeline or anybody really to run over unarmed, nonviolent water protectors. So basically, if that law would have been in place when I was there, not only would I be dead by now because I was everywhere I shouldn't have been, but nobody would go to jail for it if they ran me over. So this is, as I said when I was there the last time, this North Dakota has basically seceded from the United States of America. There is no laws in North Dakota, and the federal government under President Obama, who, by the way, get ready, because my video on his legacy is coming either today or tomorrow. It's going to be a good one. I watched Jimmy Dore's. His was good. I have some thoughts of my own on Obama's legacy. But basically, long story short, they're trying to push this law that people could run over water protectors with their car and get away with it. So yesterday, again, between 6 and 10 people are arrested. You had people being tear gassed. You had people being shot by rubber bullets. This was in response. Water protectors assumed that they were coming in to raid the camp because in the morning there was word circulating that the Borden County Police were getting rid of roadblocks, basically, on the road. I also heard from another source that usually doesn't steer me wrong, that this went on all day, by the way, all day. There was a Facebook live stream, correct me if I'm wrong, but a guy named Johnny Danger had a Facebook live stream up for hours. So great job to him being on the ground there and doing great reporting. So basically from like afternoon to like 2, 3 in the morning, there was Facebook live streams going. And basically, like you've seen in other weeks, the police are unleashing and they are shooting people, rubber bullets, tear gas, pepper spray, with no consequences to them at all. And I've done videos about this. My voice is a little raspy. I'm losing it from my vacation, which I'll explain another time. So I'm not going to go on like a full-on rant, but you know how I feel about this. And it's not going to get it's not going to get any better under the reality television star turned fascist coming into office on Friday. So we're still going to have to fight this. But even though last night was bad, and it's still showing that the police are able to do whatever they want, and water protectors are still at risk, the fact that there's an environmental impact study underway, very positive thing. Because now, let's say Trump tries to basically, wrap this up in 15 minutes. Well, he's going to have to answer to what I would expect to be thousands of people right outside the White House. And it's going to make the protests on Friday for the inauguration, it'll look like that. And it will be all over the country. Because the corruption that would be implied from Trump trying to reverse the environmental impact study and trying to cut it down to 15 minutes, which would tell that he's trying to grant the final permits to get this pipeline done. Trump is still invested in this pipeline. People are misreporting that he has sold his stock in this pipeline. No. there are subcontractors for this pipeline. It's not just Energy Transfer Partners. There's a company called Phillips 66. Trump is invested in this company that owns 25% of the pipeline. So he hasn't sold all his shares in this company. He has appointed as his energy secretary, besides being a fucking moron, a former board member to Energy Transfer Partners, former Texas Governor Rick Perry, who, if you remember, couldn't even remember the energy department. He wanted to cut three things. I don't know. He wanted to cut three departments, but he couldn't remember the third one, which was the energy department. This is going to be your energy secretary if cooler minds don't prevail. So we still got a fight on our hands. There still is demonstrations going on. If you just came to the Facebook video late, first of all, share this video. Let's get this out. Share the damn video. Let's get it out. There's an environmental impact study going on. Tribal leaders are asking for all nonviolent demonstrations, so basically everything, to cease and desist. I don't personally agree with that, but I'm not going to get into like my fuller thoughts on that because I just want this video to be about the news. You guys can, do your own videos and your own take on whether nonviolent demonstration should stop while the environmental impact study is going on. But let's be clear, if nonviolent demonstration stops during the environmental impact study, I mean, that means there's basically no Standing Rock left for anywhere between 6 months to 2 years, because that's how long an environmental impact study takes. It doesn't mean that water protectors wouldn't be able to stay. I mean, it's a free country. Well, maybe not in North Dakota anymore. But it basically, if the water protectors agree and listen to the tribe's wishes, that means nonviolent demonstration, which has been the whole movement, would stop for 6 months to 2 years, which is how normally this process would happen. So again, I don't agree with that. I don't think there's really a direct cause and effect between if they continue with nonviolent demonstration, it would negatively impact the environmental impact study. One has nothing to do with the other. I also think there's a benefit to continuing nonviolent demonstration, because the bottom line is, as with all things in this country, it's about the money, Lebowski. These investors are losing money every day, every week, every month that this pipeline and the oil is not flowing. So keeping the pressure and keeping it in the news, keeping the pressure on the oil goons as police, keeping the pressure on the North Dakota state government. Basically, you don't want to stop all nonviolent demonstration, because then, I mean, pretty much the company could do whatever the hell it wants. They can drill under the water if they want to. And by the way, just so you know, because this rumor has been going around pretty much for 6 months, as far as I know, and I have not confirmed anything, they are not drilling under Lake Oahe or the Missouri River. That is what I know. So a lot of people have reported differently, but I'm not going to report something unless I could confirm it. And I cannot confirm that they're drilling. So as far as I know, they have not been drilling under Lake Oahe, Missouri River. But I don't see a cause and effect between demonstration and the environmental impact study being negatively impacted. I just don't see it. I might do a bigger video another day on that. But bottom line, last night, if you needed a reminder, yesterday and last night, there were violence perpetrated against nonviolent protesters. Between 6 and 10 people were arrested. Dozens were shot with rubber bullets, from what I'm being told. People were shot with tear gas, and the oil police continue basically perpetrating war crimes. Barack Obama didn't do a damn thing about it. The corporate Democratic establishment obviously hasn't done a damn thing about it. Republicans obviously haven't done a damn thing about it because they're bought off by the oil companies. And President Trump is not going to do a damn thing about it. So we need to stay vigilant. We need to keep this in the news on social media. Sharing is caring. If you're not sharing this video, I don't want to talk to you. Don't talk to me if you're not sharing. Secondly, you can't make guarantees in life. However, I might be back at Standing Rock at some point soon. I don't do resolutions, but I'm trying to have a little better work-life balance this year, because if you work like 7 days a week and 20 hours a day, it doesn't give you much time to like go to the bathroom, see your nephew, see your dog, go on a date. Hi, ladies. But I'll be back at Standing Rock at some point. So that's the news. The environmental impact study is underway, and there is the tribe is asking for nonviolent demonstration to cease and desist. If you like this video, head over to the Young Turks, because after this video, I'm going on the Young Turks YouTube page, not TYT Politics, the Young Turks YouTube page, the mothership, as they say. I'm going to do a video on Mr. Bernie Sanders, who I don't make any bones about that I love Bernie Sanders. However, Bernie has the right message, but he has the wrong strategy. And that's what I'm going to explain to you. So I'll be heading over to the Young Turks on YouTube right after I get off here. I'm going to charge my phone for a minute, and then I'll be doing a video there. So if you like this, head over to the Young Turks. And also, if you're not subscribed to TYT Politics on YouTube, I don't want to talk to you, and I'm going to tell your mother not to talk to you, because that's outrageous if you're not subscribed. We're at 141,000 subscribers. I mean, this year, I don't know. I don't really have a set number, but whisper of a dream. 500,000? 500,000 subscribers by the end of the year? I think we could do it, but we need your help. So head over to the Young Turks. I'm going to do another video and share this video. Take care, guys.